Hey, what's up guys? Cain here with the XBLA fans, and I'm going to be giving you a quick taste of Enter the Gungeon. Now, Enter the Gungeon releases on Xbox One on April 5th, 2017. Gungeon was developed by Dodge Roll and published by Devolver Digital. It's a gunfight dungeon crawler. You're going to shoot, you're going to loot, you're going to dodge roll, you're going to flip tables and use them as cover, and kind of just try to basically figure out the legendary Gungeon's ultimate treasure. So the game has a very kind of cute aesthetic. A lot of the enemies look like bullets and, various other things that are kind of weapon related. It's a lot of fun so far. You're going to be using a lot of different kind of strange weapons as you play this game. I've had t-shirt cannons, I've had super soakers, I've had rainbow unicorn wands of doom. I mean, I don't know if there was a unicorn in there, but it's this giant star wand that shoots out like rainbow stars and blows things up. It's crazy. So there's a couple different Gungeoneers you're going to be able to play as throughout this game, and as well as a couple that you can unlock eventually. The game is co-op locally, so you can do that if you are interested in it. I haven't had a chance to test that out personally, but it should be a good time. I've very much enjoyed this game. I just finished streaming it actually before recording this. So I've played about 3 hours of this game now. I am not particularly good at it, but I've still very much been enjoying it. So I left in this opening sequence because I just kind of wanted to let you guys get a chance to kind of see what the game was about. Obviously, there's some kind of lore going on, trying to get the gun that'll allow you to kill your past. I'll be honest, I love this Enter the Gungeon song. I could leave it on there for a while and be pretty happy. So like I said, there's a couple different characters. You got the Marine, you got the Pilot, you got the Criminal or whatever, and the Hunter. Now, I was playing as the Hunter. I had a couple people on Twitch recommend playing as the Hunter if I was a new player. They said it was one of the easier ones, just because the crossbow is pretty effective for taking out enemies pretty early on, as well as some other options, like your dog will occasionally find loot. Now, each of these characters kind of has their own different perks. The Marine, he starts with armor, he comes with a supply drop, and he has a pretty decent pistol. Then the Pilot has a lockpick, which is pretty convenient. However, occasionally your lockpick doesn't always work, which is something I didn't realize at first. I was like, man, this is the best character ever. The lockpick always works, and I'm just amazing at the game. But no, that's not the case. So like I said, there's a lot of different enemies in this game. You're going to realize pretty quickly that there's a lot of different weapons as well. When I was playing this, I don't even think I knew how to change weapons at the time, so I only really could figure it out if I got a new one. I don't think I actually end up using the crossbow at all during this run. This is my first ever run playing the game, actually. I recorded this right before I started streaming. I basically beat the first area. I beat the tutorial as well. The tutorial's great, actually, with this game. I almost included it in the quick taste, but then I kind of left it out. But it really does teach you the gist of the game. So you can knock these tables up, and you can use them as cover. It's a super cool mechanic that I don't feel like enough games kind of do. There's obviously the dodge roll as well, which I have to use to be able to get these new kind of floating platforms in a sense. That's also how you're going to be able to dodge kind of crazy amounts of bullets, as well as the fact that you also have blanks. Now, blanks are an ability that you can use by hitting in both of your sticks, and that's going to allow you to basically remove all the bullets from the screen, as well as keep any new bullets from showing up for the next couple seconds. If you notice, I'm trying to dodge roll to avoid most of these, and I think I'm doing an okay job for the most part. I know I get my butt kicked around the boss, but I do still beat him. It gets a little difficult at times. Like I said, this is the first level. It's definitely a little bit easier around here, so it's just kind of like learning the game at the moment. Definitely a big thing is learning how to use that dodge roll to be able to avoid things. So like right now, I don't really have any extra weapons. I'm just kind of running through with the ones you start with. Like I said, I don't even think I knew how to change the crossbow, which, by the way, if you're wondering, is just on your D-pad. Now, this is the shopkeeper. Obviously, you can buy different things. When you clear rooms, you can occasionally get those like golden casings or whatever for the shells, and you can use those to buy things. You obviously also have, you know, keys that you can use to unlock chests. There's a few other things going on, and it's a pretty cool game. I've very much enjoyed it. You know, it's very much a roguelike. So, you know, if you like games like Binding of Isaac, I have a feeling you're going to very much enjoy this as well. It's a very solid title so far. I'm just picking up some more blanks. Now, those blanks do actually recharge when you complete floors, which is kind of cool. So, like, I noticed when I used them on the boss, I had them again at the end, and that was pretty awesome. So that is actually, like, a super good chest that I was not aware of at the time. There's different chest rarities, and that's something you're going to have to learn as you play. And that's one thing that's pretty cool about this game, is there's a lot of depth to it. Tons and tons and tons of weapons. I don't know if I'm actually going to show it on this particular clip. But, like, it gets a little insane, the amount of stuff you can see. And one cool thing about this, compared to, say, Binding of Isaac, is if you want to play the game without knowing what anything does, you kind of can. Because it mostly just gives flavor text. It doesn't really give, like, harsh, you know, stat advice and stuff. However, there is kind of an option where you can click in your settings kind of to look up all that information as well. So if you want to play it kind of blind and you don't really want to know what everything does, you can do it in there. And there's a lot of random cool stuff that's going to pop up. So, like, I know for me, one of my first runs when I was streaming, I was just playing the game, and I was just like, holy crap. I, you know, couldn't get into the chest, and I accidentally blew it up, and I got junk. And then I did it again, and I got more junk. And it created this, like, junk monster that, like, followed me around and helped me kill people. It was super awesome, and, like, that's what I mean by, like, this game just has some really cool mechanics to it, so I personally love the ability to just, you know, flip tables and use them as cover. I love the fact that you can move the flip tables and continue to use them as cover. I like the fact that the enemy variety has been really good so far. The weapon variety is absolutely incredible. Like, I'm not really trying to review the game. I've only played 3 hours of it. I just want to give you guys a quick taste so you understand what you're going to be jumping into with this. So I would definitely say it's a really solid game. Obviously, you have to like, you know, kind of the twin stick shooters. You have to like, you know, roguelikes. But if you only kind of casually like those genres, I think this is one you're still going to like. As long as you know you don't, like, absolutely hate roguelikes. Because I do know some people like that. Before we go to the boss, we're probably going to try to pick up a weapon. I think I had that much foresight. One of the cool things about this game, though, is you can teleport at just about any time when you're on a teleportation mat. And that's super useful to keep you from having to, like, backtrack too much. Like, as you notice right now, I'm having to walk around. I even, like, you know, kind of pushed a table into a new room. Gave myself starting cover, which is kind of cool that you can even do that. But every once in a while, like right there, you see that revolver symbol. That will light up when I beat this area, and that's going to pop up. And I'm going to be able to use that to teleport. So I'll be able to pull up my map with my left trigger, and I'll be able to just, you know, teleport anywhere else that has that symbol if I want. Now, the game is pretty simple to play. R uses your items, RB shoots, X reloads, L pulls up your map, LB dodges, A flips tables. So, you know, it's nothing too complicated. A is kind of your general action button, you know, like if you need to pick up an item, you'll pick it up with A. So occasionally there are some items that don't auto pick up, and that's stuff like, you know, ammo. Because a lot of the specialized guns actually do have ammo. If you notice right now, I'm using my basic weapon, which means it has infinite. So there's no worrying about running out of ammo on this one. However, you can on some of the others. So, like, that's one thing that you wouldn't want to automatically pick up, because maybe you're out of ammo in your favorite gun, but, you know, like, you really want to put it on that gun, even though you're not using it. So it's kind of cool that you can, like, have a second to kind of figure out that stuff. Now, I've seen a lot of different kind of environments and levels just in the first 3 areas. It's been really solid again. Like I said, again, another example of different chest rarities. This one's not as good as the last one. It took me a little bit to figure out I didn't have a key, which is kind of a bummer, because I would have really loved to use it. Let's see if I knew how to teleport. Yes, I did know how to teleport. This is good to know. I wasn't sure if I was going to show this off or not. Now, over here, I can obviously go buy a key if I want, and that's one of the cool things about this game. And this will automatically teleport you back, just so you don't have to remember which one you came from. And that's a super useful mechanic. I really like it. And I think this is the Corsair, so this is a very interesting weapon. It took me a little bit to figure out how it works. I definitely think I've seen some crazy ones so far. Like I said, I think my favorite so far has been a gun that literally just shoots bullets. And it's literally a letter R, and it shoots the word bullets. And when it hits people, it goes bang, 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 or boom, whatever, you know? Like, it's just a very humorous thing. So, here's one of the bosses. I believe each floor has 2 different bosses. That's kind of been my perspective that I've seen from just playing this floor about 5 or 6 times now. I've seen the same 2 different guys. This one, I think, was actually the harder one for me for some reason. But then the last time I faced him recently, I just kind of kicked his butt, so who knows. But the boss variety's been pretty unique. These guys are all super souped up with like amazing weapons. You definitely have to be careful. Obviously, some of the different guns have different kind of perks. Like this one kind of seems to bounce off walls and kind of keep shooting. But it does take a second to charge it to fire, which is a little bit different than some of the other ones. So, like, I'm not playing very well right now. You can kind of tell that. Like, until this point, I hadn't really been getting hit, and now all of a sudden I, like, just get abused by this guy. Because I really don't seem to figure out exactly how to do it. Now, I've got this mechanics down a lot better after streaming this game. Again, this is my first run. But definitely something you want to check out. We'll be streaming this game again on twitch.tv/XBLA fans. We might do some other guide type content if this is something you guys are interested in. This game obviously has a big following from when it released on PlayStation 4 and PC a year ago. It's been pretty popular, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty popular on Xbox One as well. I very much enjoyed my time with it, and I would definitely recommend this is something you should check out. I don't know if there's going to be a demo or not, but if there is, definitely give it a try. The game should be $14.99 on launch day, which will be tomorrow. I believe this video should go up before then, but if it doesn't, just giving you a heads up. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. We really do appreciate it. At the end of each of these fights, you know, you get basically currency. As you progress through the levels, you can unlock different people that will then be available in kind of the hub area, which is something super cool. Each time you kill these guys, you can get a chest weapon, as well as, you know, some health or something else. It's super cool. If you do happen to kill the boss without getting hit, you can get more health. Some really cool stuff goes on. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. And later.